Everybody comes on. Nope, not in there. It's not live. Okay, once again, good evening. Welcome back to the Sports Talk with Kerry, wehmeyer Sports Video Recap. We're going to be going over um, the tonight's Stanley Cup, and also we'll have Major League Baseball. We also have minor league baseball. We also will have pro wrestling news as well. So we're going to be talking about that tonight on tonight's show. How y'all doing? What's going on? Everybody on Facebook, we want to make sure you're on. Everybody, Facebook, YouTube, Periscope, and Twitch. We don't know if we're on Facebook. We're trying to see if we're on YouTube. Excuse me. Trying to see if I'm on YouTube network. I don't know if I'm on YouTube network. I'll make sure before we even start the show. So we got to make sure everybody is on and on these shows live. So if you want to state your opinion, you can give me your take. So we're not on YouTube. I don't know what's happening with YouTube. YouTube must be having some issues. I don't know what's been the issue with YouTube. So we're not going to be on YouTube tonight. So we'll switch that out. So I'm gonna go ahead and see everybody on. Now we're on Facebook, Periscope, and Twitch. So that's for tonight. No YouTube. So let's go ahead and begin with our recap of the Stanley Cup Finals. Final score. Stanley Cup just finished a few minutes ago. St. Louis captured the Stanley Cup. They won 4-0 over the Boston Bruins. I think this was a great game, to say the least, because look, 4-1. Excuse me, not 4-0, 4-1. So 4-1. St. Louis wins it 4-3. So great thing for the St. Louis Blues. So we'll recap it tonight. Let's begin. Let's see who's mentioning something in the comments section. I don't know who's in there. So we're going to recap it. Okay, let's begin tonight with the scoring summary. I'm going to see if you're in here. Make sure you're in here tonight. How you doing? So we're going to get ready to start. Okay, let's go ahead and begin with the scoring summary. In the first period, St. Louis did score at the 16:47 mark, made it 1-0. That was in the 16:47 in the first period. And then 19:52, the second score was at the 19:52 mark. It was 2-0. St. Louis 2-0. And then they did not score in the second period, no goals. St. Louis scored in the third period at the 11:25 mark, and also scored at the 15:22 mark in the game. Boston scored their only goal at the 17:50 mark. That was in the fourth quarter. Made it 4-1, and that's how the game ended. 4-1 the final. St. Louis is now the Stanley Cup champions. So I know that's their first championship brought back to the city of St. Louis. So I say this: look, they're going to be they was going to win this series. Period. They was going to win the series big time. So like I said, look, this was a great game. Without a shadow of a doubt. I mean, it was. It was a great game 7. Look, I'm not, be honest with you, I don't follow hockey too much because I follow basketball, baseball, and all that stuff. But, look, St. Louis gave it a game. So to Boston, it went this far. It went this far. I mean, it could have been over in um in 6. It could have been over in 6, but no, it didn't happen. So it happened in 7. So anything can happen. So in these series, you can bank on that. Let's go ahead and give you the box score. I'm going to give you the box score in this game. Pull this up. 1 second. In my screen. Okay, box score. We're waiting for the box score to come up. I'm waiting for it to come up. Okay, St. Louis. This is for the Blues. Let's see. The first goal was by Raleigh. Yeah, that was his first goal. Also, let's see. The second goal came from. Let's see. I'm looking at it right now. Sanford. Sanford hit his second goal. He had one. Also, Swin. SCH. Let's see. ENN. Swin. He also had a goal in the game tonight. So that was the for the St. Louis Blues. The goalie Binghamton had let's see, he had 32 saves in the game. He also had a save percentage of 970. So great job by Binghamton. He had a pretty good save percentage. So Boston, let's see, the first goal came from them. We're looking at it right now. Okay, from Greg Griskowski. I'm trying to say his name. He's a defender with the Boston Bruins. So also their goalie. Let's see what their goalie had tonight. Their goalie had 16 saves tonight in the game. His save percentage was 80%. So pretty good there. So let's see how many penalties they had in this game. Okay, penalties. There was a delay of game on Carlton Polico. I'm trying to say his name. If I'm getting it right, just correct me if I'm wrong. So that's that started at the 7:57 mark. Let's go ahead and give you the full play-by-play of this game. We're gonna switch this over. Okay, the full play-by-play game was showing you what's going on. Okay, they did not score. Let's see, St. Louis did not score until the 16:47 mark. That was in the like I said, in the first quarter. They didn't score to the 16:47 mark. So they started the game off, and then it was 19:52 for St. Louis, and then so I say this. Look, this was a great game. Let's go ahead and give you team stats on this. So we'll pull this up. Okay, pull up the team stats on the screen. Waiting a second. Okay, team stats. Shots. Boston had 33 shots. St. Louis had 20 hits. St. Louis had 36. Boston had 28. Face-off wins. They had a 25-26 advantage in favor of St. Louis. The percentage was 49%. The face-off percentage was 51% for Boston. Power play opportunities. They had 1. No goals in those power play opportunity. Shorthanded goals was none. Total penalty 1. Penalty minutes was 2. Block shots was 21-7 in favor of the St. Louis Blues. Takeaways was 8-6 in favor of St. Louis, and the giveaways 13-7 in favor of the Boston Bruins. So that was the box score on that information right there. So If you want to talk about the Stanley Cup, what's your favorite moment of the Stanley Cup? Did you watch it tonight on NBC or wherever you watch it or stream or whatever? You can give your take on inside the Restream comic section. It's hooked up with Facebook, Periscope, and Twitch. That's the only three we're using tonight. No YouTube, because YouTube's I don't know what's going on with YouTube. I'm not getting a stream there, so we're going to be working with that tonight. So if you want to give me your take about tonight's game, just chime in. We'll wait. We'll be waiting for you. So see if anybody came in. Not yet. So my closing comments. If nobody want to comment about that. Look, I'm glad St. Louis won their first championship in team history. Boston, they'll be back next year. That's one thing about it. They're not going to fall off the map like everybody's going to say on social media. They're not going to fall off the map. They're going to be better, and they'll be back in the Stanley Cup Finals again. That's one thing about it. I mean, look, they might think that Boston might be no good and all that. They starting to fall off the map. No, they won 49 games this year. 49 games. That was amazing right there. Boston, St. Louis won 45. So 49 and 45. So both teams did deserve to get into the Stanley Cup. That's one thing about it. So that's my take on the Stanley Cup Finals tonight. Final score: St. Louis wins over Boston 4-1. So they're probably going to have their celebration 24 hours after the their victory. So okay, so let's begin talking about some MLB scores. Let's go ahead and look at some MLB scores at this hour. Okay, MLB score update. We're going to also talk about minor league baseball and pro wrestling tonight. So if you want to come in and talk about pro wrestling, you feel free to come in. Okay, going into the ninth inning, it is the Pirates up 7-6. Unfortunately, Randy, your team look like they're losing by 1, so they might drop a game tonight. So hopefully they can get some runs in the bottom of the ninth. So now Houston's in the bottom of the 12th. We will not have the we'll have the recap right after this. If this game ends in a few minutes, we'll give you the recap on Houston and the Milwaukee Brewers. They're tied up at 3. Also in the 10th inning, it is the Minnesota Twins up tied up at 6. Also, the San Francisco Giants is up 3-2, top 7. That's already playing right now at 10:47. That's late at night over there. Okay, Oakland wins 6-2 over the Tampa Bay Rays. The Cleveland Indians lose 7-2. The Chicago Cubs, of all teams, 38-29 right now. They're winning. They win 10-1. Let's go ahead and go over this game. Red Sox and Texas Rangers. We'll give you box score on that game. Okay, Texas Rangers lose 4-3. They are now 36-31 on the season. Matt Barnes was the winner pitcher. He was 3-1. Chavez was the loser. He's now 2-2. Okay, your scoring summary it's like this. Texas did score in the top of the first. That was 2 runs. Boston scored in the bottom half of the inning. Let's see. Texas did score in the top of the 8th. That's 1 run. Boston did score in the bottom of the 3rd, bottom of the 5th, and also bottom of the 9th to win 4-3 over to lose 4-3. Excuse me, 4-3. So they did get a winning run 4-3. We'll see how that happened. Let's go ahead and look at that play-by-play. Let's go ahead and look at that play-by-play action in the bottom of the ninth. Let's see how that action happened. Okay, bottom of the ninth. They did bat. Boston did get a walk. Hernandez just score. Chavis to second and Bradley to third. So they did win on a walk-off win. So there was a walk-off walk to win the game 4-3. So that was on 1 run, 2 hits, and no errors. That was in the ninth inning of their game. So this is how it happened. We'll show you the pitches. They had foul ball first, then ball, and then ball 5 turned out to be a walk. So it was with the bases loaded. So Texas Rangers did lose 4-3. So that is the breakdown on that game. They did score. Let's see how they scored it. Boston scored in the bottom of the first, so it was let's see, they scored on a single. That was a single right there. They scored on a single. Let's see, in the bottom of the third, they scored on a triple. Boston did score on a triple. Let's see what else we look at. Okay, in the bottom of the fifth, they also had a double, and they scored on the double, so it made it 3-2. And let's see, top of the seventh. I'm looking at it right now. The Rangers did score in the top of the eighth. That was on a sac fly. So they did score on a sac fly, fly ball sac fly. So that was the that's how they scored their runs. Okay, let's go ahead and give you the box score. Switch this over. Okay, box score for the Texas Rangers. Chu went 0 for 3. The Shields went 0 for 3. Andreas went 2 for 3. Mazzella went 1 for 3 for Texas Rangers. Hunter Pence went 1 for 4 for the Rangers. Also, Cabrera went 0 for 4 for the Rangers as well. Older went 1 for 4. Guzman went 0 for 3, and Mathis went 0 for 2 with the Texas Rangers. Santana went 0 for 1, and Federich went 0 for 1 for the Rangers. So we'll look at the pitching. Okay, pitching. Winning pitch, losing pitcher was Lynn. He had no strikeouts. He gave up 2 runs. 2 hits, an earned run, and his pitch count was 17 and 6 for strikes. Martin had 3 strikeouts. He gave up 2 hits. He didn't give up an earned run. His pitch count was 26. 17 was for strikes. Len had 8 strikeouts, and he gave up 3 earned runs and 6 hits. That was in 6 innings right there. 6 innings of work for the Texas Rangers. So that is the box score on the Texas Rangers. They lose 4-3. Okay, 7-7. 7-7, Randy. Bottom of the ninth, so hopefully y'all win. 7-7. Right. Let's see. The D-backs win 2-0. Also, the Toronto Blue Jays won 8-6. The St. Louis Cardinals lose 9-0 to the Miami Marlins, and the Detroit Tigers win 3-2 over the um, Kansas City Royals. Kansas City Royals are now 21-46 on the season. That is something. Look, they're not that good this year. I'm going to be honest with you. They are not that good. The Kansas City Royals are absolutely in the garbage this year. They suck this year. Absolutely suck this year. So, that's my take on it. Let's go ahead and go to minor league baseball. We're going to recap the Biloxi Shuckers, and also we're going to give you the scores there. So we'll give you final scores for minor league baseball. It's about 21 minutes. Okay, in the top of the eighth, we won't be able to give you the recap on this game. The Baby Cakes down 9-8. That's in the top of the eighth inning. So we'll probably give you a recap maybe tomorrow on tomorrow's show, or maybe on the podcast. So we'll give you the recap tomorrow. So we can't do it tonight because of the game's still going on. Omaha leading 4-0. Also, Frisco is leading 5-3 over top of the sixth over Iowa. Also, Louisville wins over Pawtucket 10-8. Buffalo wins 14-6 over Indianapolis. Charlotte wins 7-6 over the Syracuse team. Also, Toledo loses 6-1 to Durham. Also, let's see, Scranton WB wins 7-6. Also, Columbus wins 3-2 over Rochester. Also, Lehigh Valley winning 3-2 over Gwinnett. Also, Memphis winning 11-5 over Salt Lake City. It was Round Rock winning 9-8. It was Tacoma winning 4-2. Also, it was Nashville winning 2-0, and Oklahoma City winning 12-9 over Albuquerque. So 12-9 over Albuquerque. Let's go ahead and give you a double A update. Double A update. Midland wins 9-5. Tulsa wins 6-1. Portland wins 6-1 over Altoona. Also, Trenton wins 7-2 over Binghamton. Bowie wins 4-2. Richmond wins 1-0 over Harrisburg. Also, Akron wins 5-1. Biloxi. Let's go ahead and recap the Biloxi Shuckers. We have the recap in the box score recap. So we're giving you a recap on the Biloxi Shuckers and the Jackson Generals. Let's go ahead and give you that information in just a few seconds. Okay, Biloxi loses 5-1 to the Jackson Generals. They are now 40-26 on the season. Same two teams, I think, tomorrow. So let's give you the score recap. Let's begin in the Jackson bottom of the third. They scored one. They scored one run. Bottom of the fifth, they scored 2 runs. So that was in the bottom of the fifth, and also they scored another 2 runs in the bottom of the eighth. Biloxi scored in the top of the eighth. That was not enough to win the game tonight. So they lose again tonight, 5-1 to the Jackson Generals. The winning pitcher was Velez. He was 3-2 for Jackson. For Biloxi, the losing pitcher was Bettinger. He is 4-5 on the year. Okay, let's recap the box score. Abals went Abals. I'm trying to say Abals. Abals. As L. So went 1 for 5. Grisham 1 for 4. Gatewood 1 for 5. Leonard 2 for 4. Wilson 1 for 4. Sergel Veer went 1 for 4 for the Shuckers. Jaimo Josier went 0 for 3. McDonald went 0 for 3. Hamel didn't bat. So Bettinger went 1 for 2. So he had a hit tonight as a pitcher. Diplan went 0 for 1. And I think Thomas went 0 for 1 for the Shuckers. They left 23 men on base. That's absolutely unacceptable. You cannot leave 23 men on base and expect to win a baseball game. That's not going to happen. You got to get those runs home. You have to be you have to have legitimate. You have to get those runs home. That's the biggest thing. Okay, there was 1 for 11 with runners in scoring position. That's not good for the Shuckers right there. When you leave 11 men on base as a team and also 23 total, you're not going to win a game. I mean, that's the biggest concern you cannot do is leave men on base. You have to drive them home. I mean, I don't care if you hit them home. I don't care if you hit a home run. I don't care if you double. I don't care if you triple. You got to drive them home. Because if you don't drive them home, that's saying that you're not doing anything. Okay, let's give you the pitching recap. Bettinger went 4 innings. He gave up 3 hits, 3 runs. 2 of them was earned. 4 walks, 4 strikeouts. His ERA is 4.22. Diplan, he had a 5.57 ERA. He's kind of lackadaisical those at that 5.57 rate. You got to have better pitching. He had given up 1 walk. He had 4 strikeouts. He gave up 1 hit. Also, the other guy, Diplan, these are the 2 guys. Diplan, he had 1 strikeout as well. Diplan also had a 4.71 ERA. He also has given up 2 hits, 2 runs, and 2 of them was earned. As a team, Biloxi gave up 6 hits, 5 runs, and 4 of them was earned. They had 9 strikeouts and walked 5 batters. 9 strikeouts and walked 5 batters tonight for the Biloxi Shuckers. So you can't be. You got to be more consistent. They're 40 and 26 on the season. They are 40 and 26. They got to start winning these games when it matters, because this is in their division right here. For the Biloxi Shuckers. So that's my take on Biloxi. If you're a Biloxi fan, you can give me your take. If you went to that game in Jackson, I think it's in Jackson, Tennessee or something like that. If you went to that game, you could give me your take on it. You can send me your comments through the Facebook, Periscope, and Twitch comment section. Let's see, we're on. Oh shit! I left the screen. I left the screen again. Let's see if I can put this back in. Hold on, let me get this public privacy up. 1 second. So that's in. So that's the we got it up now. I got it up on the screen. So 5-1 the final score once again for the Biloxi Shuckers and the Jackson Generals. So let's go ahead and let's wrap this up and give you we'll start going to pro wrestling. We have Tuesday Night SmackDown to go over. So we're going to go over Tuesday Night SmackDown. Okay, we're going to Tuesday Night SmackDown. Okay, Tuesday Night SmackDown. New Day is back together. We do this every Monday and Wednesday. During the season, we do this every Monday and Wednesday. During the weeks of SmackDown and Raw. So let's begin. First one was Miz TV. That was the first segment. Was the Miz TV show that was on. During that was the first. That was the in-ring segments. That was the first thing on there on Miz TV. I don't know why the look. So let's go ahead and go over the matches. Matches on SmackDown: Elias versus Miz. Your winner was Miz. It was by the SmackDown Sword goes high, marks, and misses an elbow drop, but opens to change for a skull crushing finale. So he wins the match against Elias. So that's the first match that was on SmackDown. The second match was Miz versus Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre won this match. So that's the your winner tonight, Drew McIntyre. Shane grabbed the mic and said the match should happen right now. McMahon mocks Miz with a quick start of running jab. That's what he did. So I'm pretty sure when it's all said and done, I'm pretty sure they're going to have this match between Miz and Shane McMahon. So that's one thing you can count on right there, that they will have this match. So let's go ahead and go over the other matches. Waiting on the other matches to come up. Okay, the next one was backstage segments with Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville. That was the backstage segments. Okay, the next match was Yo Country Champions versus Heavy Machinery. The winner was Heavy Machinery. That was the one of the matches. That was match number 3 on Tuesday Night SmackDown. Camaro and R-Truth was backstage talking about how the 7-11 championship is ruining his life. I mean, look, look, he's got to suck it up. He's got to suck it up. He's a pro wrestler. R-Truth's got to suck it up. If you want to win, you want to be a champion, you got to it's going to come with the territory. You got to be challenged. Jinder Mahal pretended to be Carmella. So that was in backstage. Okay, Sonya Deville versus Carmella. Sonya Deville was the winner tonight, last night on SmackDown. So that was on last night on SmackDown show. Okay, the backstage segments: Alexa Bliss as Nikki Cross joined her. So that was a backstage segment. Okay, let's see what else we're going to talk about tonight on this show. Okay, what else? Welcome back, Big E. That's one of the New Day members. So they had a thing about that on the show. And backstage segments, Aleister Black says there's still nobody at their door. So that's a lot. That was the backstage segments. Okay, the next one is Bayley versus Nikki Cross. That's one of the matches. The winner was Bayley on a elbow drop to gain the victory. So she had to move the elbow drop to get the victory. Okay. Let's see. Next one, our troop is trapped. Jinder Mahal shows with a referee, and our troop. So that was one of the matches. Okay, the main event of the evening was New Day versus Sami Zayn, Dolph Ziggler, and also Kevin Owens. That was the those three play. That was a three on. It looked like a 3-on-1 um, um, 3-on-3 match. So it looks like that. Your winner was New Day, so they won their match last night. So as SmackDown went off the air last night, so um, that's the ProWrestling.com. You can go to ProWrestling.com anytime of the day to get news and information on wrestling and stuff like that all over the world, whether it's WWE, whether it's TNA, also I'm Ring of Honor and the All Elite Wrestling, the new wrestling program called All Elite Wrestling. So so that is tonight's recap. Let's go ahead and shut off for the even. Okay, this concludes tonight's Sports Talk with Kerry Wehmeyer Sports Video Recap. We will be back tomorrow with the regular show, Sports Talk show. So it will be on, and also we'll have the live podcast again tomorrow night, 30 minutes again. So we'll have that again tomorrow for the show. As always, like, share, and subscribe. You know the drill. Everything's on the screen. You can give me your like, friend requests, or whatever, or go to the sites that you like on here, and I'll have video content on here, and also articles and stuff. So you can join my Facebook page. It's Sports Talk with Kerry Wehmeyer. Sports page on Facebook. Also, you can always get the videos on my timeline. So, which is facebook.com/Kerry.Wehmeyer.75. So that is everywhere you can go, you'll find me. So until then, everybody have a good evening.